Hi guys, it's IRENE'S Braids and I am back with another video. So in this video, I'll be doing a tutorial on how to do boho knotless braids. So I've gone ahead and applied a little bit of even gel to her roots. We did use 3 packs of expressions braiding hair and also 1 pack of human hair. So I'm going to start off by sectioning her natural hair off into 3 sections. Once I achieve those 3 divided sections, I'm going to then take a medium piece of braiding hair and I'm going to apply that in between my index and thumb finger to begin my braid. Alright guys, so let's braid. So here I am dividing her hair into 3 sections. And what I'm going to do now is take my my right hand and push through my index finger. And once I get my index finger pushed through the middle section of her hair, I'm going to then pinch that corner with my index and thumb finger, grab onto a small medium piece of braiding hair, and then I'm going to braid it through. I'm going to continue to braid this through until I can underhand my braid. And then I will continue to keep adding in the same size piece that you saw me put in to begin with. I will continue to add in a piece just like so until I'm able to build up on my braid. I'm looking to do large knotless braids, so therefore I'm going to make this braid as large as I can get it without it being overly too large. And then once I get this braided in comfortably to where I can then add in a piece of human hair, I'm going to take a small piece of human hair and I'm going to braid that in to my braid. So this is how I will braid in the curls. So what I've done here is taking 1 small piece of human hair. I'm going to roll it over the braid. You can use a hair clip if need be to keep it out of your way. I'm a little stubborn and hard-headed when it comes to finding ways to help me out through the time of braiding my client's hair. So don't be like me, you guys. Take a clip if you can and pinch that hair out of the way. So what I've done is I started to braid it through. I like to add about 3 to 4 pieces per braid. So that way that once I'm done with the entire style, her braids can have a full look to it. So I would add in the curls based off the look that you're going for. If you like lighter curls, then you would not want to add so many curls per braid. I like more curls because I like a fuller look, but every client is different. So you'll continue to braid in your curls. Like I said, I only do about 3 to 4 curls per braid. So within that 3 to 4 curls, my 4th curl would be to end my braid with. And what I'm doing here is I'm braiding past the braiding hair. So that way that once I end off on this braid, the curl will be standing. So you don't want to see any braiding hair. You want to braid past all of the braiding hair. And that way all you're left with is just the curl. And I will continue to do that for the entire head. Let's continue watching. All right, you guys, so this is what your first row should look like, whether you have 4 braids back there or 3, depending on your head size or your client's head size. This is what it should look like as far as in your first row. So of course, the first row is going to be always parted straight across. And then for your second row, you want to go ahead and start shaping your parts. Now, depending on your client's head, as I stated before, you may not be able to start off with a U-shaped parting. You may have to do a second row straight across. And then for your third row, go ahead and start making a U-shaped parting. So you will need to be able to eyeball that to tell what you think would be best. Okay, don't go exactly off what you see me doing here because like I mentioned before, I'm only doing this based off of my client's head size and her hair as far as today's client. Okay, now I've already parted out my second row in a U-shaped part. And what I did here is I made sure that my braid that I'm starting as far as in my second row would fall in nicely and lay nicely in between the braids that I've done below. And the reason why I do it that way is because I want to make sure that my braids can have a fuller look to them. As I mentioned before in the beginning of this video, this will be a good guide for you to make sure that your braids do not start to look too skimpy or too open, I would say. Sometimes when people are doing knotless, their braids can be too open and you see too much scalp, and being that these are larger braids, you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So that is why I like to start off my braids and make sure that they're parted and lined in between the braid below, so that way when it does fall, it falls nicely in between them. All right. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to try to put at least between 3 to 4 curls per braid. So that way it can build upon that fullness. Now you can decide how you want to space out your curls to your liking. This is what I chose to do with my client, but in any way you feel is best for, your client or for yourself, adding your curls to your liking. All right. So with that being said, let's continue watching. All right, you guys, so this is what row 2 looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead and start pre-parting out row 3. I think that this is a great style to have, you guys. It's so easy. It takes about 2.5 hours to do. I want to say it took me 2 hours. I'm not going to lie. I think it took me about 2 hours to do this style. It shouldn't take you no more than 2.5, but I think at the most it took me 2. And that is with recording. If I didn't have to record, it probably would have taken me 1.5 to do this style. And that's because I pre-part out my hair, and I lay everything out and get it ready, so that way when I'm ready to start, I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to get it done, and I'm not wasting no time. So that is how I conduct business when I'm working with my clients. So this style would last about 5 to 6 weeks. And mind you, that's because of the new growth that you'll get with this style. The curls would definitely last you for the entire time that you're wearing this look. These are 100% human hair curls. The beauty supply store should carry curls like this. Milky Way is a really, really good brand to use when you're using curls like so. You could pick any curl pattern that you're interested in, but I would just go for a no weft human hair bulk hair to use for your curls. So try to look into a brand that you like, but Milky Way is a good brand as well. Um, so with this style, what I did here is I finished it off in a middle part, and she can definitely wear this style to part it to the left, to the right, side part, any way she wants, deep side part. She could ponytail it, do all kinds of fun things with it. But this is just how I decided to finish off the style. So even though we did our third row and completed it, I finished it off. After the third row, I finished it off into a middle part, as you see here. So once you complete your third row, you should be able to finally complete it into a middle part, and then that'll be it for your parting. Okay. So what you didn't get to see me do was dip her hair off camera. I actually have a dipping room that I dip my clients in. So you would need to actually dip their hair. I would not use extremely hot water, you guys. Don't do that. Try to use your water hot, but not necessarily too hot. Add some cool water to it once you're done boiling it to make sure that it will not overly, burn the hair. You want to make sure that it's not too hot when you're dipping it. But dipping it is going to allow the braids to be more relaxed. You can wet these curls. These are human curls, so you can wet them. Now, I know that you guys are going to say, oh, probably my curls are not going to dip well. Depending on what you buy and who you buy it from, you make sure it's 100% human curls. If it's 100% human hair curls, it's going to dip nicely. But if you get something that's not, it ain't going to dip good. So you want the braid to be relaxed. So off camera, I did dip her braids, and I did use some Nairobi foam, that blue foam on my counter back there in the background. If you can see that, I did use that as well to finish off on her braids. So once the braids dry, it'll go back full like you see here in this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment. Say hello. If you like the style, just let me know, what you liked about it. I appreciate it. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.